So welcome, dear friends. I'm really pleased that you have decided to get engaged and to be part of your parish team as we move into this next phase in continuation of what we've started now almost 2 years ago, which is our process of transformation of our diocesan church. We are asking you to really take the time to answer the question that I put to you in my pastoral letter. We asked ourselves the question prayerfully, Lord, where are you going? And we are now trying to find the answers to that question. And every question needs an answer. What this is about is how to identify and articulate and put together the elements of the answers. And so we are moving in this time towards a pastoral plan. Remember, if you read my letter, I was asking the Church of Halifax-Yarmouth to initiate a 5-year plan. We're almost 2 years into it. And now we're at the point of trying to define, to refine, and to put together the actions that you will commit to in each of your parishes. The next steps, therefore, are important. And we're going to help you to go through those next steps with the instruments that we've developed to help you put together the answers to where the Lord is leading us. To find the answers to any question requires work. And you're not going to find the answers by somehow sitting somewhere and letting God inspire you. Prayer is an important part, and it may be the first step to dispose yourself towards getting the answers that each of the parishes need to be able to become a living, dynamic, and transformed community of disciples. But it involves work, and work needs to be guided. It needs to be given the tools in order to accomplish what we're aiming to accomplish, and it requires a methodology. Now, you can work that out probably on your own, but we're offering you a strong recommended suggestion of how to go forward with the methodology that has actually been tried and proven to be quite successful in the church for many, many years right now. And that methodology, we are borrowing it from the experience of Catholic action. Now, if some of you are of a certain advanced age, you may actually recall, and you may have even been engaged in groups that were Catholic action groups. And the methodology of Catholic action, which was developed in Europe in the 20s, it was developed to develop Catholic workers to counter the threat of communism that was growing in Europe. The methodology became expressed in 3 key words: observe, judge, and act. And the point was that people would get together in small groups. They would consider what was going on around them socially, and they would analyze what was going on, and then they would commit themselves in the name of Christ and in the name of the gospel to do something about it. The observation is the first step. Now, you've been doing that in the last year and a half, 2 years, through the various activities that we've already suggested, like the assessment of your ministries. You've been looking at who does what in your parish. You've been asking yourselves some key questions about what it means to be a disciple and what has to be done. So you have been observing the state of your parish. Well, what have you learned? The first part is a little bit like the diagnosis that a doctor makes when you're feeling bad, when something is hurting, when something isn't working properly. Physically, in terms of your health, you go see a doctor. You describe what it is, and the doctor makes a diagnosis. Now, if you don't tell the doctor everything, the diagnosis won't be complete, or it'll be wrong, and the prescription may not actually be very effective. So in order to get the right prescription, you have to have a good observation. That's what we are asking you to do, and you've done some of it. That's discernment in Christian terms. Once you've done that, and you have an idea of where you are, what you look like, who's doing whatever they are doing in terms of the life and ministry of your parish, then the second step comes into play. And the second step is to judge. Well, judge doesn't mean making negative remarks. That's not what judge means. Judge means, in this instance, what does it mean? I've observed whatever I've observed. What is it telling me? It's in order to arrive at a proper analysis of the situation so that you can develop from what you've seen the kind of hypothetical action that you can consider doing or getting engaged in. Some of you who have a scientific background would probably recognize the method in science, where you observe, you analyze, you hypothesize, and then you come up with the practice and you try it. Judgment in this second instance is to get the right diagnosis. And from that, the Lord perhaps will help you, and the Lord will help me and all of us in this archdiocese to figure out what needs to be done. I was thinking about all of this, and what came to mind, maybe because I was thinking about science, I was thinking about Einstein, who once defined insanity. And he said insanity is when you keep doing the same things in the same way and you keep hoping and expecting something different. So if we're going to do the same things in the same way and think that we're going to renew the church, that isn't going to work. In order to get to the transformation that we're hoping for, we have to start thinking something new. And the judgment is the motivation to do something new. Do anything. Do something. But do something new. And the doing, of course, is the third act of this. It's the action. So what are you going to do in your parish given the situation that you've observed, given the judgment and analysis that you've developed amongst yourselves and the team, with your pastor, with everyone that's involved, so that your parish can be a new and dynamic assembly of disciples of Jesus Christ? Now, it's up to you to develop some of that. It's not for me to be telling you in every parish in the diocese, I want you to do this, 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 and this. I can suggest a direction. I can give you an opportunity to do something different. But you need to do it with the help of the Holy Spirit and with a lot of people coming to your assistance. I was also thinking about, if we're going to do something new, we need new vision. We need new methods. And we need new actions. But all this newness needs new people. So part of this exercise is missionary. Remember the three themes: mission, community, transformation. Part of this is missionary. So if we need new people, you've got to go out and reach out and touch somebody and bring them in. Someone asked me the other day, how can we do this? I says, well, you do it one at a time. And you take the person by the hand and you bring the person to experience, hopefully, what's going on in your community. This is what we're trying to do. Something new. And if you don't have new people, and you only have old people, well, then we have to take the old people and we have to renew them. And I want to say that old people are not bad. In fact, if you go to the Bible, there's a lot of old people that have been key movers and shakers in making the history of salvation happen. Abraham was old. Sarah was old. Elizabeth was old. But they all provided new life. So, newness is something that we can all get engaged in. Now, what are the actions that you can develop, that you can identify, that will make something new happen in your parish community? This is what we're asking you to do in the coming weeks and months. A 3-year pastoral plan of action. 3-year pastoral plan of action. What will those actions be personally? What will those actions be collectively in your community? We have to take a look at reality, get a good dose of it, respond to it with a proper analysis, and get into doing something that will make a difference. Thank you.